um, very here, uh, even if just virtually.
Thank you.
And can you tell us something about you and about your experience in the field of human mobility, please?
Yes, of course. Thank you for your invitation. I'm Simone Indovina, project manager for the association Prism, and we are a Sicilian NGOs, and we have been working in the last 10 years in European project management. But we started with a project just dedicated to mobility. During the year, we brought here in Sicily around 800 people coming from all over the world, because we had the opportunity to work not just with the European countries, but also with countries coming from Maghreb, from Middle East, and also from all over the world. So during the year, also with several capacity building projects, we had the opportunity to organize at least 20-25 projects dedicated to mobility. And actually, this is something special for us, because we are coming from a very small town in the center of Sicily that usually nobody knows, because in Sicily you can easily go to Palermo or Catania, that are the biggest town, but having the opportunity to invite these people coming from so different contexts to this very, very unusual place that is Enna, that is our headquarters in Enna. So actually, we had really the opportunity to share with these people something real, something that is representing Sicily at the best. So the ideas was always to try to share what we have here in Sicily, is that we had 13 different domination, during the centuries. So we know what's the meaning of diversity and what's the meaning also of hospitality. So the mobility project in this case was something that gave us the opportunity just to promote our values of diversity, of course, and also the opportunity to learn a lot from these people that was coming here, not just for listening, of course, our training or generally our project, but they were absolutely able to enrich our experience and generally our life with their stories. So this is what I meant for mobility. This is what we usually organize, but really is a very, very deep, for sure, topic, because we usually have like weeks to spend with these people once they arrive here. So what happened during this week is something very special that is not so easy maybe to share in a few words, but if our association now is a reality in the European context, is just because we had the opportunity to work with mobility. So receiving, hosting people, but also sending a lot of people all around Europe, but also all around the world.
Amazing, great work, big numbers.
Thank you, Maria.
Right. How important is education and training in integrating refugees and migrants in Europe, in your opinion?
In my opinion, education and training are fundamental tools for integration in general, for sure, not just for this kind of more, we can say, vulnerable target groups. But once that, of course, you can be part of this kind of more vulnerable group, education and training are something that are needed firstly to doing the first step in a new society, in a new context. So if you have the opportunity, because it's not so easy to take part in some education and training activities, could be very important also to have the chance to stay with people that it's local and to share what is usually there. Maybe there is a noise, a strange noise.
Yes, huge noise, like a train or.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe now it was okay. Okay.
It should
So,
be.
okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So also in this view, we saw exactly what happens during the trainings that we have been organizing with the refugees, because we had here in Sicily, where the topic of migration is very hot. So we had the opportunity to work with several refugees, trying to transfer some competencies through training. And actually we saw a big change that happens to these people when they are empowered by this kind of educational programs. So it depends just which kind of topic they want to select, because usually also from our association we offer very different kind of topic where they can be trained, where they can empower themselves. So we saw these refugees coming up with very brilliant ideas, with very new ways of living their life in this local context, just because they were empowered by new tools they directed from education. So actually this is something that I believe have to be at the center of every kind of integration policies. So try to empower education and trainings to this kind of target groups. So the most important things is just to let refugees be free to select this kind of trainings depending on their availability, of course, but also depend on their interest. So sometimes, you know, when you're working in some international organization, you need participants, so you force a little bit someone to say, okay, come to my training, that will be a very good one, but you have to be more care about which are exactly the intention of refugees, which are their purpose, and which are their usually the way they live usually, which is their point of view, in order to share and understand exactly what they need, and in this case try to create this kind of intervention. So starting always from the needs of the target groups.
Yes, definitely. I am 100% agree with you. Also, we should take into consideration their expertise and the field in which they were trying to expand their expertise when they were in their home country, and to try to also to help them in that same area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What would you suggest to make education and training programs more inclusive for migrants and refugees? How can we make them more inclusive?
Try to make it more inclusive. Sometimes is, as we say now, is a matter of interest. So if you find the best way in order to involve these target groups in this kind of project, so is something that is really giving a big difference. And once there, it is important to select also the correct tools in order to let these people be interested and try to give their inputs, because sometimes maybe these kind of trainings or in general these kind of educational programs are too much directed in giving information, in giving several tools that are not so interesting for these people. So what is needed maybe is find a different way to communicate, sometimes using maybe one mobile app instead of reading a slide on a PowerPoint, or like in a projector, is something that can make the difference in terms of attention and in terms of willings of these target groups in being involved in this kind of activity. So the main part is always listening, starting from a real moment dedicated of listening, and try to understand from the needs of these people the best way to achieve the results of really exchanging something with them. The objective have to be always to exchange something, and never to try to take something and just thinking about the job is done because I made my training. Doesn't work in this way. The job is done when you really feel that you have exchanged something, and both the participants, I mean the trainers and the trainees, and in general all the people that are involved in educational programs are exchanging something that is concrete, something that is also tangible, something that you can use again in another occasion just because the first experience was positive. So this is in my opinion the logical framework to follow.
Working with music in a project, I've seen with young migrants.
Yes.
Project Pomelo.
Yes. Actually, we are very proud of this project because it's something that starts from an easy, we can say, idea. We really like easy ideas. So starting from music, that is something so powerful, something so big that you can never find ways to stop it. So you just have to be able to find the spaces to share the power of music with not just, of course, migrants, with all the peoples available. In this case, the Project Pomelo is dedicated to the inclusion of migrants in local communities, but also in the exchange, of course, of local communities and migrant communities in this wonderful world of music, trying to learn a language, also using music as a tool, and also trying to have a different kind of exchanges with these people. So we can say, like, we had the opportunity to carry on talent show where migrant people and local people were competing for this kind of we can say very enjoyable event. So not a strong competition, but a really funny day where young people were playing music for the first time also, because sometimes during a talent show there are people that never try to play music in front of like an audience. So that was a very great opportunity to see exactly how it works, music as a tool for social inclusion and in general also for cultural enhancement. So within this project, it is an Erasmus Plus project. We have several partners all around Europe, and we are really trying to make a difference, trying to use music as a social enhancer. So we are really proud.
www.pomeloproject.eu, right?
Yes. So from our Pomelo is the power of voice, melody, and diversity. So this is the meaning, and this is what we want to use in order to achieve these really challenging objectives that the project has, because is easy, we can say, write down in a project proposal we want to create social inclusion through music, but it's absolutely not easy to implement once that you have to face several situations that are starting from intolerance of people arriving at the end from the really logistical problem created by these last, we can say, pandemic issues. So we are working hard for this, and we really hope to present the results soon, because the project will end in December. It has been a 2 years project, so we really want to have the best results at the end of our project, but we had already very good feedback, so we want to just keep going in this way.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your experience, your expertise, and best wishes for your work.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to reply to your question, and next time, see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.